Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
I want to introduce. Right, we got two people in the comments in the chat at the minute. So just say hello and let us know that you're there. I want to introduce to you one of our very good friends. I'll say an old friend, but I'm sure he'll slap me for saying that because he's not that old, not really. He's one of our good friends, Ryan Griffiths, medium extraordinaire, all-round good chap, ghost hunter, medium to the stars. I'm not sure he knows how to ride a motorbike properly still, but
Them's fighting words.
Well, he doesn't
you
need
know
one
fine
now.
well I can ride a motorbike. You know fine well.
I know you can. And not just any motorbike, you're on a sports bike as well, may I add.
That's correct. That actually, there's actually a really emotional story attached to that day, that bike, and that picture.
Really?
I'll be very, very brief with it. Hello, everyone, for watching. Sorry, I've got my dog at my feet, so he's sort of trying to get to me because he can see I'm talking to someone, but he's thinking, where are these voices coming from? 1 second. There you are. So that day was my birthday, and I didn't have a bike. So I spoke to my best friend at the time, Michael Brewer, and his brother had a bike. And I thought, oh, this will be good. I'll get a wee shot of his bike. I'll go for a wee ride on it or whatever. Yeah. Anyhow, I decided on that particular day to do 160 miles an hour going up a dual carriageway. Please, please do not try this at home. And just kind of, what's the word? Oh, yeah, let rip a little bit. And just had a bit of fun. So, yeah, it's got to be done.
Well, thank God nothing bad happened to you, let's be honest.
This is it. But sadly, as I was saying, a bit emotional. The boy that I got a shot of the bike from is sadly no longer with us. I won't go into the details of it because of the family and the respect for them. He did sadly take his own life, bless him, due to mental health and different other things, which we could probably touch on later on, I guess, at some point.
Yeah.
Because that's affected me tremendously.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us in the paranormal world, let's say, I think a lot of us have been more affected than we'd like to let on, to be honest.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't think just each and every one of us three here on camera, as well as your amazing viewers and any fans of any of ours, will all have somebody that they can relate to that's either had some sort of depression, some sort of bullying, some sort of whatever, that what's the word I'm looking for? Ignites that depression and that mentality within us. It's
Brian, right, I want to just touch on the ghost hunting side of things, because
yes,
you're a ghost hunter and a medium,
I am.
and I wanted to ask you a general question about ghost hunting. And if you want to let rip, you can.
Go for it.
Do you that over the past, let's say, well, I've known you for a few years. We're not going to mention how many, but let's say over the last 5 years, do you think that the paranormal community has become more bitter? How and I don't mean, and I mean it generally. Okay, so
Yeah.
please don't single them. Do you think that it's become more of a market to make money off of people, and my team's better than your team, and then it starts all this
I
war?
think, I think I both agree and disagree. I agree. I start with why I agree first. I absolutely agree, because I think there's people like I don't want to name too many names, but they started on TikTok. I watched their videos not less than a year ago, for goodness sake. I was watching their videos about how they were openly discussing and ridiculing the paranormal mediums, everything that they do with it, and it was all just a spoof and a bit of a laugh. But then one of the owners of that group decided to, through the words, when I spoke to him, about £500 he spent on boosting his account up and that, and now they've got several millions of followers, and they're getting followed left, right, and centre, like they're actually somebody to be counted within the paranormal field. Now, I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean it from the point of view that, of course, everybody has a value within the field and what they do, whether it's the paranormal or a career or whatever it is. Of course, and I'm not discounting other people. Oh, there's a fly.
I saw that.
But I did this. I did an interview with Mickey York a few weeks back, and there's one fly. I promise you. I know I'm not suggesting it's supernatural. There's one fly just appeared out of nowhere, and throughout the whole video was just going each side of my ears. So like, what's going on there? But
Mickey
no,
York sent it back to see you tonight.
I'm going to have words with his Janet. You know, that doll. But no, there's those folk like spending money in different things, and now they're claiming to be really seasoned investigators and stuff. They've barely been doing it a year. People like that, for example, is where I agree with you. It's all about the materialism. It's all about the views. It's all about the followers. It's ridiculous. I always say, from a non-egotistical point of view, that back in the day, if we really wanted to shout about, hi Carl, if we really wanted to shout about what we've done and how much respect we've got and different things, I know you just alone there, Viv. Apologies to Eric. I don't know a great deal about you, sir. I do apologise. But
He's a man of mystery.
Viv, I do know. We're outside that side. He's equally as mysterious and magical. I'm sure he's got many things up his sleeves there, like, you know. But equally, we can all sit there and go, I did this, I did that, I've been around this long. And isn't it funny how when you watch it, people going, I've been in it for 25 years. Have you? That's funny, because I haven't seen you anywhere near a paranormal event for the last 5 years, never mind 25. You know, it's ridiculous. We talk about the firsts. It's no secret that Lee Roberts did the first live ghost hunt on Facebook. He didn't actually, because technically that was done on Patreon and was shared from Patreon to Facebook. The actual first live ghost hunt that was done on Facebook was done by myself at Jedburgh Castle Jail, with Lee Wallace of Spirit Finders UK, which is where I first spoke to you. Viv, that was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
And this is it. But all these different things, like, I did a lot of things back in the day that I got ridiculed for. Take TikTok, for example. I did TikTok, and again, it was, oh, look at this idiot. He's out there doing videos, and now everybody's on TikTok. And now all claiming that they're the first people on TikTok and the first medium. And no, you weren't. I was doing it. You go and look at my profile on there, the Viking 2.0, and you look at the very first video that I posted and look at the date. If you can beat that, I'll eat my hat.
Yeah.
And these people, that's all they seem to do. They seem to just vie for the attention and different things. And then to wind up this little rant, what I would say is on the flip side of that. Hi, Nicola, long time no see. What I would say where I disagree is because I'm slowly but surely seeing the different groups of people and the different teams starting to come together in the right way and do things the right correctly and not worry about what Tom, Dick, and Harry are out doing. Just do your thing and get on with it.
Yeah. No, I
It's
agree.
good. So I think it's moving towards the better era rather than the very selfish and arrogant era that it's been in of recent years.
I must admit, I've seen more and more, and you have been a leader in this, where you've been putting out, I want to say, posters and videos of what's the word I'm looking for? Like affirmations, like you could do this and be strong and all
You can.
that sort of thing, which has got nothing to do with the paranormal. It's just general
Correct.
everyday life. And seeing those, I think, goes a long way to help people with their own mental health and issues. Or I had a hard day at work one day and I happened to look at my phone and there you were saying, be strong, be this, be that, you can do it. And I thought, oh,
you can.
all right then,
But
and it helped me that day.
Forgive the expression, we need to just cut the bullshit. It's that simple. We need, and I know that it's easier said than done, so to speak, but if you're watching this now, whether it's yourselves that are interviewing me now, or whether it's anyone watching, and anyone's feeling a bit low, a bit shitty, a bit whatever, excuse my French, then realise that you have the ability to do anything you want to. There is nothing and nobody in this world that will stop you doing what you want. Please do good with it. Don't fixate on the negative and then make that into what you're all about, because I promise you that negative is just a mindset. That is all it is. Anything that's happening to you in your life, yes, these are physical things that are happening in front of you, but how it makes you feel is just a mindset. The hardest part is controlling that mindset. And take myself, less than 6 months ago I was trying to take my own life. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but I mentioned it a couple of times, but I drove the car really fast. I was going to crash it. I pulled it over at the very last minute because my wife was in the car and I wouldn't want any harm to come to her. I smashed my phone up and I walked down the road to go and take my own life. At some point, and I believe it to be spirit, whether it was or whether it wasn't, it doesn't really matter. It concerns nobody but myself. But it's how it made me feel. So I'll accept it for what I think it was. And that was somehow at these different points in life where I've made a bad decision, or whether something bad's going to happen to me, or whether I was going to do something bad to somebody else. Maybe it was punch a man in the face in a pub or something. Then there always seems to be that force. It's almost like a force that just slams itself in front of me and stops me doing these things. And people will probably put that down to some form of mental way of dealing with said situation. It's not. My full intention was to absolutely take my own life. I can't stress that enough. There was no two way, but something stopped me. So I believe that, if I can go through that, I can only speak personally. I don't do it egotistically. I can only speak personally. But from my own example and what I've been through in life, I think, well, Jesus Christ, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because there's nothing that I don't mean that egotistically. I mean that from the point of view and standpoint that I'm just a bloody man. Just because I did a TV show with Jack Osborne, just because, or whoever it might have been, in whatever channel it was, in whichever country, it doesn't make any difference. It changes nothing. You are always who you're meant to be, so be proud of that, and don't be ashamed to say that you're struggling.
Yeah. And how are you today? Is it better? And
it's up and downs. I mean, I'm coming on here not for 1 minute claiming to be happy go lucky, everything's good, everything's brilliant. It's not. Things are still very difficult. I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling to go out and do different things. I'm trying to go out and walk every day. I'm going to a darts match every Friday. I used
A
to
darts
play.
match.
Yeah, I play in a darts league. I play in a darts league in the local. If you go on Shetland Second Division darts and put that into Google, it'll come up with the fixtures. And if you look for a team, no pun intended, Eric, don't go taking the piss. The team is called the Shafts. Remember what I said, Eric? No taking the piss.
Okay.
But yeah, they're called the Shafts.
You
If you
haven't
keep
got
an
a-
eye on them, that's the team I play for.
You haven't got a member in your team called William or Willie,
That's my second name.
is it?
Yeah, it's Ryan William Griffiths. There you go, Wally. Wally.
Oh, really? Well,
But yes.
just don't turn into a Jockey Stewart because we don't want you.
Oh no, Jockey Wilson, you mean?
Jockey Wilson.
Yes,
Jockey Stewart. Jockey Wilson.
But
Yeah.
just to finish what I was saying, anything that you're ever struggling with, guys, I'm a million miles away. You've probably never spoken to me. You probably don't even know who I am unless you've been following what Vid's doing and what I've done on social media. But if you're ever struggling, drop me a message, and I promise as soon as I'm physically able to get back to you, I will. It might not be for a day or two, but I will get back to you.
Can I just
Did
do a
someone
big
say
shout
my
out?
name?
Big shout out to William Southey.
We just said is Big Willie there, and you appeared, mate.
He's not. He's not that big, honestly.
Is he not? That's
not
that's
in that
for another.
respect.
That's for another
Keep it
show.
clean. Keep it clean. He's down there in Glastonbury.
Oh God! I did the security there once. It was good. Good fun.
I love it in Glastonbury. But yeah, Annette, that Smut is in the chat. We have to watch out for Annette.
Hi Annette.
She's great. No, I don't mean that. Annette's lovely. She's a good laugh. Right. So, Ryan, have Spirit been talking to you recently? Hi, Rob.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, more about pushing me into getting myself back out there and doing what I do. I mean, if you're aware of what goes on with your spirit guides and different things like that, and then you understand what I'm going through, because at the minute it's more an education. It's more because you're forever learning. So I'm hearing them when I meditate. They're talking to me. I'm getting different words come through. And a lot of it's centered around my worries of the world. So I'm worrying a little bit about this wars and different things that everyone else is going on about. All the other different things. And this is sort of what they talk to me about. And I know the urgency is to get me back into doing what I'm doing, get me out there and doing readings and shows and different things. Is my heart in it anymore? Probably not. Is my love still there? Absolutely, 100%. My love is always there. Will you see me on the stage again in the future? Well, Viv will. Yeah, I think I need to.
You will.
Not yet.
When Sally comes back home this way, let us know. Let's do something up this end and let's ignite that fire again. Let's do it.
Well, I don't see why not. We can arrange it all properly, and it's not for want of not wanting to do it. It's more a case of kind of what you touched on about the negativity in the world and in the field and stuff. It's, do I really need it? I never needed it in the first place. They needed me. So do I need to do it? No, I don't need to showcase my talents. I know my worth. I know what I'm capable of.
Yep. Yeah. No, definitely.
Sometimes
but Carl's saying for his mental well-being, both mentally and physically, his move was the best thing he'd ever done. And he's moved from Kent to sunny Vegas.
Bloody hell.
I know. He just sold up and went. Good on you, Carl. That's what I say.
But does that mean, though, that we get to secure a nice little cheap holiday, though? Like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, once he's settled, that's coming, Carl. You do know that, don't you?
Once he's settled, routine, is it? We're getting over
Yeah.
it. Me and you.
He must have a spare room somewhere, you know.
Why don't we plan an American road trip?
You know, you had the 3 mediums that went and did the tour around London. We can have the 2 mediums does
The world.
America.
Or Vegas.
Vegas.
Mm.
Oh, Vegas, yes, absolutely. Would there be much mediumship? Probably a lot of high shit going on in Vegas, I think, with the old roulette kicks in, like, you know.
No, I think it'll be us ladies, me and Sally, just propping up the bar somewhere and having a good natter and lots of laughs.
And Eric can school me in the arts of 2 for 1. Or 2 to 1, sorry, not 2 for 1, 2 to 1.
Yeah, 2 different things there.
Yes, I suddenly thought that, and I thought, oh,
I don't think they play darts in Vegas, do they? Do they have darts
They
Yes,
channels?
play
they
darts
do.
here everywhere.
Yeah,
Isn't
Yeah.
yes. There's the US Open is played actually in Vegas, I believe.
Mhm.
I don't know what else is open, what else is played there, but
It'd be good. Great fun.
definitely.
Oh, he says he is settled. Have you got the spare room sorted out, Carl? That's what we want to know. Or have you got more than one spare room?
I can do sleeping bags on the floor, man. That'll do me. Not fussy. Coal shed.
If you went over to Vegas, let's say he said, "Come on, go." What is the first thing that you think that you would do once you got there? Would you go sightsee, do spiritual work? What would be your idea of
Vegas. But I think my first thing would be a bit R&R. I need to relax and kick back, have a beer or two, and you know, just enjoy it. Maybe go for a meal on the night, see a show, something like that.
yeah,
My priority would not be in any shape or form to be running about performing myself in any way, because
no,
I would much rather go on holiday, see people, speak to people, see how they do it, you know, different things like that. So if we were to meet up with a team, it'd be nice to see how they work and what they do. But paramount would absolutely be just to relax and have a
relax,
beer.
yeah. I think my thing would be get on that UFO trail, you know, that alien thing, and do that just to be nosy.
Oh,
But
definitely Area
Rob,
51.
yeah, Rob says, I used to drink with Jockey Wilson in the Lister bar. How he was the tightest man you would ever meet.
Yeah, that's because
Is he
Jockey.
really?
Yeah. Jockey Wilson is a factory worker. Worked his whole life. That man. Him and his mum and all that. They're all proper hard workers. So he absolutely was working class 100%. And he was of the cheeky nature where it would be like, you know, I'm now mingling with the stars. They can buy me a drink, you know, and he just really didn't care. Jockey wouldn't even you see Jockey playing on the TV and he's got a pint glass. That's vodka and Coke. You know, that man knows what he's doing, or knew what he was doing back then.
Wow. Well,
And he's very correct. It is the Lister bar.
Yeah. Carl says, there are dartboards in bars out there. And the spare room is his studio. Well, we could sleep in your studio. We wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'd sleep in your bath, mate. You know what?
He really doesn't want to put us up, does he? He's putting us off.
I sleep in your car. The last offer.
Prices. I'd be on the coin pusher.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd be down that. Yeah, I'd absolutely be on that floor in that shed, wherever I could lay my head. Always wanted to go to America.
Well, it could happen. You quite soon. You never know. So we'll put it out to the universe.
This is it. If you ever had, you're bound to have had readings from mediums, Viv, and different things like that. And again, I put this out to those watching. Have you ever had a medium that said to you, oh, you're going to go and do this, you're going to go and do that, you're going to go and be this, you're going to go and be that? Well, I was speaking with Derek Acora before he passed away for his radio show. And we were in the middle of recording the show. It was all pre-recorded. So we were recording the show, and he says to me, there was a bit of an interference with the signal or something like that. So he said, "Could I speak to you a wee minute, Ryan, while we fix this problem?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." He said, "Well, I'm picking up on X, Y, and Z around you at the minute, and this person's coming through to say hello and what have you." He said, "But the one thing that I want to tell you is," he said, "one day your name's going to be in lights. You know, like," and this is why I mentioned it, because he said, "I went lights." I said, "That's probably in reference to my TV work that I've already done." He said, "No, no, 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 no." He said, "This is yet to come." He said, "Almost as if it were in Vegas." That's what he said.
Hey.
He said, "It's almost as if it were in Vegas." And he said, "This is going to make me look like a right a-hole." But he said to me back then, he says, he said, "You know who Zach Bagans is?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I know exactly." He said, "You'll be bigger than him." He goes, he said, "When you go to the States, things are going to blow up for you." He said, You're only going through a learning process at the time." He said, "You're not finished that yet. When you're finished," he said, then the big stuff will start happening." I thought, big
Yeah.
stuff. I'm quite happy. I've worked with a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer's son. I've been in a house that nobody else has been in, that's like, you know, the Osborne Mansion, for goodness sake. I've worked
Yeah.
with Gail Porter, one of the UK's most controversial supermodel. Well, she wasn't a supermodel, she was just a model, but absolutely lovely, lovely lady. And I had all these other opportunities that I've had. I'd settle for that. If I retired today, I'd be a happy man.
Yeah.
So, it'd
Carl
be interesting to
says,
see if that happens.
well, listen to this. Like Carl says, Area 51 is only a 2.5 drive from Vegas, so it's doable.
That's a sign.
Yeah. William Southey says, "No, I want to go to America now. No way." And Carl, this is the
Definitely.
clincher. Carl said he never said no.
This is also very true.
Yeah.
However, I fear that he's a very wise person, and he is absolutely going to turn around and say, "But I never said yes either."
Yeah.
Okay.
William says he wouldn't go to the US if you paid him.
I would ask you why,
Carl.
but I don't think I will this time. I think I'll
Yeah,
that.
no, you might not like the answer.
No.
Carl says, "I can get free compede rooms at MGM properties. So no need to sleep on the floor or my bath." There you go.
So basically, like, he's basically saying that he can get company lets, basically, is what he's saying. So, yeah, well, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can manage a trip over there at some point. But neither of us are in any rush, but I'm sure we can.
Yeah. Take
I
them
want
by
to do
storm.
Alcatraz.
Hey, maybe do a show for them. Just you know, give us a week's stay here and we'll do a show.
If you're going to do it, do it Vegas style, mate. Let's not just do one show. Let's do a month's worth of shows. Let's do 2 weeks worth of shows. Let's go fucking crazy and let's just book the place out. Like, you know, you're going to do it right.
Let's do it like the big stars do. But we'll be in residence for 2 years.
Yeah, that's it. And then you have to get I have to get the Sylvester Stallone jobs, so my face goes all weird, and you need to get the old, what do you call them, injection in the lips, so you get big duck lips.
Oh yeah, the Botox. Yeah,
that's it. I couldn't think of the bloody word for it.
Get me eyebrows done.
It's called Botox.
That's the one. That's the one. I couldn't think. I was thinking, what's that word? What? I can't remember my dog's name. I've got 4 dogs, right? And the little one, I'm like that. I'm going, what's his name again? What's his name? And she goes, his name's Haggis.
Haggis.
The dog's called Haggis. Yeah. I've got Barney, right? I've got Barney, the big dog who's been around for years. I've got Billy. I've got Echo. And I've got Haggis.
So, I love that.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm shouting through the house. I'm going Barney, Billy, Echo. Oh, well, fuck is his name again?
Now when I finally
Haggis.
When I finally move over there permanently, I'll call my dog Haggis now. I gotta have that.
You got it.
You want a dog called Haggis?
Yeah, man.
You got Haggis.
The thing is my Haggis, right, is actually the kid's Haggis. But my Haggis, right, I'm going to start coming up with that fabled story of saying that I caught him on the hill, and I brought him in. Like I mean, Eric's probably again doesn't know what I'm on about, but in Scotland, you know the haggises, right? We tell everybody, and it's real, of
Yes,
course,
I know.
that there's yeah, so you know the score. So I'll just say that I caught my dog off the hill, like, you know, and kept him as a pet.
There's actually a guy that made a video of these little creatures and called them haggises, and has like them running through the fields of Scotland. And like, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. And is that the guy that used the AI to do it? Because I'm sure
Yeah.
I've seen that. It looks
Yeah.
bloody real. Like, it looks
I
good.
know. Mhm.
Brilliant.
I don't know if this AI is a good thing or not, because it clouds what is really out there,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
people want that as you mentioned earlier, want that 5 minutes of fame, so they'll fake stuff when the real stuff that's going out there is being overlooked because of all the fake stuff that people are putting out. So I
Yeah.
really don't know if it's a good thing.
I mean, we love a good conspiracy theory on here, don't we? So, I put this to you just purely for entertainment purposes. I'm not for 1 minute saying that I think like this or this is my thoughts or opinions. This is purely just to put it out there, put it into the mix. But with the paranormal field, right, in my opinion, and I'm sure guys have got examples of this too, but we have got evidence that the paranormal exists. We have got these photos, all these videos, all these sound bites that everybody else keeps asking for. We've got that in bloody droves. But
Yeah.
have you noticed that every now and again, just every once in a while, every 5 years, every 10 years, you'll get a family, an individual, a couple, somebody who'll pop up and absolutely ridicule the field. So, for instance, there's a family on TikTok, they're absolute piss rippers, telling you that they've got a demon in their house and shadow figures, and they're called Smug Puppy or some other bullshit.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
saw
wonder.
that.
Yeah, they're proper dickheads, like. But they're a sorry, I just say how it is.
No,
But
it's all
they're out there
right.
doing that.
I think
But
we're
there's
past.
people like that will pop up. Now, are these people strategically placed?
I saw something in the Sun newspaper, of all things, of a family that have called the ghost hunters in. Oh, thank you, Andy.
Oh, where's
Called the
mine?
ghost hunters. He's off. They called the ghost hunters in because they're being plagued by a poltergeist in their home. And when it showed you a picture of the home, and I'm not being a snob, typical council house,
Yeah.
in maybe not a very nice area. And I see this comes up every so many years because they want the council to move them to a different home, a better home, or they've upset the neighbours. So the quickest way to get out is play these games and hope the council will rehome. It's just ridiculous.
And that's it. But it happens time and time again, but there's never too many of them. There's only just ever a select few that do that sort of thing. And you can tell with their videos, they don't give a rat's ass whether you
No.
catch them out. They don't care that they're fake. They're just doing it to see how long they can keep doing it for and how much money they can keep making. However,
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that back when Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and people like that, who were originally skeptics, were
That's
standing
right.
there like Winston Churchill and saying, oh, you know, you're all crackpots, basically. He didn't say that, and there's probably some scientific explanation of what he did say. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying, for in layman's terms, is he probably thought, oh, what a lot of crap that is. But he actually entered the spiritual, did become the Spiritualist National Union, but was
Yeah.
like just spiritualism as a whole. I can't remember what they were called. Was it the Spiritualist Institute or something like that? Anyhow,
SNU, yeah.
yeah. And him and Churchill and a few other different people went in there as complete skeptics, but came out believers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and their actual intentions were to scientifically disprove spirituality. And it didn't happen. So going from then, I know I'm sort of waffling on, but going from then and all through the ages right to this present day, that has happened time and time again. We are constantly asked. I'm not for 1 minute saying that you believe every word that I say, What I am saying, though, however, is open your eyes, man. Use a bit of common sense. Absolutely, as soon as you hear a door bang or see a door bang or anything else, absolutely look for drafts, look for the windows open, look for people moving, whatever. Do all that. In fact, I urge you to do that. But
Yeah.
then when there's no explanation, or someone provides you, like I mentioned, with a photo or a video or some clear soundbite that is perhaps, maybe an idea would be to, when you're doing your sound recordings, make sure you do them on a camera, because then you can match the video to the sound. So if there's anything caught like that, which people have in abundance, but people won't believe it, and I'm firmly believed over all these years that absolutely we're being controlled. And I don't think, I know I've got mental health, I've not
Thank
lost
you.
the plot, I've not got
No,
all
thank you. I believe
conspiracy
that.
theories, but I would not be at all surprised if we're not allowed to advance in the field of the paranormal, because can you imagine what that would do to all those other religions and people and groups
Yeah.
and extremists and all this different things, if all of a sudden we could prove irrefutably that your dad, granddad, mother, or whoever is standing right behind you right now?
Yeah.
What can you imagine what that's going to do to the world? So,
Yeah.
and there needs to be some level of control, and that is where my argument of these people like Smug Puppy or any of these other ones, I don't even know if that's the accurate name of the people, because they're morons, I just ignore them. But these different people, it's like, are they being put in place? Are they deliberately trying to upset the apple cart so that we always get laughed at?
Mm.
But I think you're right on the name, though. I'm pretty sure you're
Hmm.
right on the name, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure it was Smug something. And again, look at the bloody name, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Catherine says her dog was just Fuzzy Butt, or Sir Dog, world's smartest boxy butt. But I'm getting another boxer. Oh, she's a boxer lover.
Yeah, I've had a few of the, I can't remember what breed they were exactly, but they were of the boxer family. Absolutely loved them. Absolutely loved them. Really clever dogs, but my God, they're hard to handle because they're just full of energy.
Yeah. Catherine says, saying it how it is the Scottish way, mate, and I do the same. Haha.
See, Billy Connolly, I agree. Billy Connolly said, fuck off is universal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the trouble is if an Englishman says fuck off to somebody, now I know I can say this, Facebook's not going to take this down.
We don't care.
We're
We
allowed,
don't care.
yeah, fuck you, Facebook. But that just threw me off. What was I saying?
Fuck off. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Fuck off, yes. So when an Englishman says fuck off, it sounds quite arrogant and quite aggressive. But when a Scotsman says fuck off, it's just like saying what? It's just like saying how? It's just like saying why? We just say it because it's not meant offensively. So if I say, oh, fuck off, Viv, I could say that because I was pissed off at Viv, or I could say, oh, fuck off, Viv, because she's taking the piss.
Yeah.
So that's that.
But I think it's much funnier when Billy Connolly used to say the word jobby.
Jobby.
Yeah.
I'm going for a jobby.
And somebody
My
did
big
a
banana
wee
boots.
jobby.
I did a wee jobby. Fucking hell. No, pal, I did a shite.
No, a jobby.
Jobby. I tell you what, they're actually going off topic slightly, but keeping on with Billy Connolly, is his progressiveness with his Parkinson's and different things. Our team captain that plays darts has got Parkinson's. My Jesus God. Jesus, this guy, 35 years our darts team has been going this year. So there's going to be a big celebration. We're trying to get the old boys together to play against the new boys, etc. And Robbie, that's his name. He started the team 35 years ago. He's a local champion, absolutely amazing at darts. Now he can barely hit the rubber that goes around the dartboard, bless him. And he says to me, we take the piss out of him though. And this is something I want to say as well about disabilities, like with my wife, as you know, and different things. I think it's important that no matter what life throws at you, whether it's depression, whether it's a disability, whether it's a terminal illness, whether it's whatever, just keep smiling, folks, man. Feel that love. It's not the end of the world. I mean, that's a ridiculous thing to say in the same breath, but what I mean by that is, it's, you will keep going. You can keep going no matter how difficult things get. And why shouldn't you, regardless of disability? There's ways and means of being able to do things.
Yeah.
Just do it differently.
Williams put up something quite interesting. He says, not wishing to knock what Ryan is saying, but photos and videos can be easily manipulated in this day and age. This is what makes it more difficult for some paranormal groups to provide proof. Most want the proof on a platter, as someone earlier, and it just doesn't happen like that. Basically, just saying.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's absolutely right. I mean, the likes of you, Ryan, and me, and Dan does it. We go into a property to prove that it isn't haunted.
Yeah,
that's our first standpoint. It's not haunted. If something happens, then it's like, oh. But we go in there to prove that it's not haunted. It's all in the
I believe that's the way it should be done, too.
Yeah.
I agree, mate. I agree. And the thing is it's not about, like you say, going in there and going, oh, we've got some ghosts or some spirits that want to sit there and do backflips and perform like monkeys. Because I can assure you, no matter what your opinions are about what happens when we cross over to the other side of life, or as I would say, the higher side of life, when we cross over, you're always the same person. I always say that it's a little bit like you've opened the box, that box being your mind. So when that box opens, you obviously understand then how spirit works and how the world works and physical beings, etc., etc. But other than that, you're essentially the exact same character. You are who you are. You will never be any different. Your character is only blossoming now because of your internal spirit, but your internal spirit is always the same. So I say, if I was in a pub in the physical life, there's absolutely no way that if I was having a lovely conversation with Eric there and some other guy walked in and started shoving past me and telling me that I've got to go and speak to him, would I ever do it? So when I'm in spirit, I'll be no different. The problem with pictures as well is absolutely they can be manipulated, and even more so now with what Eric was touching on with AI. Of course, AI is an absolute nightmare, but also a blessing. It's a bit like, one of them where it's like you're not really sure which way to lean. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Like you were asking earlier, Viv. I think in some aspects of technology, it could be a bad thing. But I also think there's advancements that can be made in so much other things that make it a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. William said everything is vibration. It moves.
Yep.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's the simple things like when you walk past a glass of water, you can make that glass of water shake. You are only made up of, I mean, I'm no clever guy or anything like that. I like to talk good words to make it sound like I'm clever. But we're only made up of atoms and molecules and stuff like that. So on a technical basis, purely on I could go like that straight through my own face. If I was, I don't know how it would work. I'd maybe perhaps have to reach the right speeds or whatever. So we are only energy. Energy never disperses. I mean, it only disperses. You can't
destroy it, can you? No. Yeah, no, but it's great. It's really good to have you back on. We want you back on again, by the way.
I'm a bit ring rusty, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, good. Don't stay away for so long this time.
Well,
you're not allowed.
Another thing. No, I know. I mean, I know I've spoke to yourself a couple of times and a few other different people over the past year or so about my mental health, about how I'm getting on and different things. But again, touching on what you were saying earlier about the people, do I think the paranormal field's going in a good way or a bad way, and the clique mentality and all that sort of stuff? Well, when I was going through all these different things, which I made very public, and I did that for a reason, not for people to feel sorry for me, but so that hopefully somewhere somebody can take something from that and make something good happen, something positive happen in their life. So I thought I'll just sell my story, so to speak, put it on social media, let people see what I'm going through. But what I've noticed over that time is, and less than 5 people in that whole time. And everybody that I've met, known, spoken to, done events for, nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I actually don't say that with a heavy heart. I say that with positivity, because there's a positive with every negative, no matter what you look at in life. And what I see is opportunity to be myself, opportunity to do all those crazy ideas in my head that I've come up with over the years that I thought, well, that'll be a good idea. That'll be a good idea. I'll go to this person, I'll go to that person. In the past, I've been held back from doing these things.
Yeah.
And now I see a future where I can do anything I want.
I'm going to put this out there. Not that he watches this show, and why would he? Because we're crap, really. But
not at all.
I want to say a big thank you to Mickey York for keeping you uplifted.
Special, yeah.
Yes. He doesn't know me. I don't really know him, but I know what he did for you. And
you need to get Mickey on.
Do you think he'd come on? Would he come on with you?
I know he'll come on himself. I absolutely know Mickey would come on and chat to you. Absolutely, of course he will.
But I just want to thank him.
You tell him. Sorry, you tell him when you message him or whatever. You tell him that I said he's to get on.
Okay, but I just wanted to put it out there because he did a lot with just literally picking you up off the floor and just come on, mate.
Yeah, quite literally.
So if one person. When you see somebody that's down that needs a bit of upliftment, if that one person can get through and give them the lift that they need, I think that it's your payment for renting your room on this earth plane. It's payment done. If you can help one person, it's payment done.
And you don't have to do it just once. You can do it every day, multiple times a day. It doesn't matter. Mickey York, for example, 8 weeks prior to running a London Marathon, I was involved in a hit-and-run motorbike accident where I got hit with my ankle. It broke. I was in a moon boot, and I thought I'm never, ever going to get this marathon run, which I wanted to run in memory of my mum, who passed away with epilepsy. But Mickey, because he could see how much weight I was putting on, if you go to Mickey York's YouTube channel, which I think is actually just called Mickey York, go check it out. You'll find a video in Sherwood Forest with me there, and you'll see me in that boot. Now, that man travelled over an hour away. Okay, he wasn't miles away, but he travelled over an hour to come to me. He took me out. He drove me to a haunted location. Okay, it was only a local one so that I could get out. We made an episode. It was torrential rain. We come across some right weird dudes on quad bikes in the middle of a forest with no lights on.
Yeah.
Very strange. And they actually had the nerve to stop us and say, guys, what are you doing? I thought, mate, you're the one on a quad bike with a couple of dodgy plastic barrels on the back asking me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was absolutely nuts. And Mickey bent over backwards for me. So, and he hasn't stopped to this day. He still checks in.
Yeah, he's a good bloke. I got a lot of respect for him. I've never met the guy.
Yeah,
I'd have to behave around people I don't know.
For Mickey any day of the week, including yourself. But Mickey, when I believe that, I don't ask for anything. Never once will anyone see any video, any post, anything anywhere of me asking for anything. I just do what I do. And Mickey York, without having to ask him a single thing, stepped up to the plate, which is what we all have the ability to do. But we just don't, because I can't be seen to go and help Eric or help Viv, or I can't be doing that because that's got an image to keep, and I've flagged them off behind their back, so I can't do that publicly because now my friends will then, and that's how people think. And I just think, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Catherine says that she noticed the thumb.
Sorry.
She noticed the thumb when you did that. The thumbs up came. I think that's got something to do with Apple. I think.
Thumbs up. No, I'm just trying to.
I don't know.
Thumbs up. I'm going to look like a right divvy saying to camera, thumbs up. Thumbs up. But I did notice it. I did notice it when we were talking.
Yeah. I don't know. But do you know what? If you look like a divvy, wear the badge, because it's good to be weird and good to be different.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because to sort of round up why I've done everything that I have done, marathons, boxing matches, God knows what else, UFC crap, all these different things that I've done. Sorry, not UFC, cage fighting and different things. But
Yeah.
often people have looked at me and thought, what an absolute lunatic. They're probably looking at me now going, what a lunatic. But at least I'll have loads of stories to tell my grandkids.
Yeah.
At least I've had a life. And I have stuck my head up there and gone, do you know what? I might be an absolute dickhead and you only probably don't like me because I'm doing all the things that you don't have the bollocks to do. And you know who that's going directly to? Ya prick. But, you know, it's one of them where it's like, just be yourself. Stop playing up to cameras. Stop playing up to individuals. Be yourself. If you want to be trans, you want to be whatever, you want to identify as a teapot, you want to do whatever, then be fucking proud of that and be you.
Yeah. No, I agree, most definitely.
No offense
Do you
to
want to be a
anybody
teapot,
that's
Eric?
trans.
Nope, I identify as alien.
Alien.
Yep, alien.
I'm going to say it in an easier term so that I don't get this banned, but my name would be, if I was to identify as anything, would be a bar steward, because if I say it that way, it doesn't get, because
But would you?
Sally,
But would you be? But would you be a fun king bar steward?
only on a Sunday or that special time of the month. Then I'm trying to,
funking.
yeah.
You know, the funk,
Because-
like the music, funking bar steward.
Exactly. Funking back. Yeah, I become one of them once a month. That's all I'm saying.
You get your monthlies just like us women.
You got it. You know exactly where I'm coming from, because I guarantee your better half gets it as well. And it's just, that's just the way it is, man.
Yeah. Oh God, Ryan, I've missed you. Welcome back. Honestly,
I've missed you, but you keep, probably people notice I keep turning around and moving. I'm sat, this office chair, right? This office chair here is been with me for about 10 years. No, not quite 10. Well, actually, it probably has been about 10 years. And I really need to get rid of it. This is my man's chair. It's really not the best, most comfortable chair in the world now.
That's why it's your man's chair.
And that's why it's my man's chair.
how long
Just so
have you
you
been
know
up
what I
there
went
now?
through at childbirth.
Up here, just since about you're just coming up a year and a half, I think.
Oh, is it? And how have you settled in now? Like it's your home, and
We're not where we are, but hopefully very, very soon. Things are settling down. Things are all right. You know, we're living just like anybody else. But no, we need to get our forever home. Once we've got that, pardon me. Once we've got that, then obviously then it becomes more permanent, more real, more settled, more whatever.
yeah.
But no, we're very much nearly there.
Guys, for people that don't know, Ryan lives on a little tiny island called Skye.
Cool.
Shetland.
One of those places I'm visiting.
Shetland. Oh, Shetland, not the Isle of Skye. It's Shetland Islands.
No, we're much further north. We are, I think, the most northerly point of the UK.
Yep.
So you can't get any further north. I think above us is Greenland, I think, if I've got that right. Is it Greenland? Yeah. My geography's shit, but yeah, so we're pretty much...
Do you see the Aurora Borealis? You know, the Northern Lights. Do you get a lot of that where you are?
Yes. Sally says all the time, but obviously she uses that term loosely, but we do have it very regular. Obviously certain times a year, more clear nights, different things like that. But I showed you some of the views around here before, maybe a couple of years ago when I was on holiday. It's absolutely stunning. If you're in the UK or you're on or anywhere else, it doesn't matter. Google BBC Shetland, BBC's TV series. It's called Shetland. Just simply that. Go to BBC iPlayer or search on Google for this TV series Shetland. I know it's a crime drama. Get into that and enjoy it, but you'll see some beautiful images, some beautiful shots. That's my home.
I did watch Neil Oliver do his tour around the Hebrides and stuff that he does. Because I like Neil Oliver because he's a bit of eye candy.
Scotland,
So any women, but he's a historian as well as an archaeologist and that sort of thing. And he's from Scotland as well. So I think he's from what?
Not that one, the long hair, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's the different.
That's him. That's him. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's him.
That's eye candy.
I think he's eye candy.
Viv is a little bit weird like that. Like,
I think you're a little eclectic.
But
She knows me well.
Eye candy. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
what I like about
No,
him,
you're
what I
fine.
like about him is that he's got a very storytelling voice, hasn't he? He's got one of those voices. If my children's books when I was a kid, if my storybooks had his voice, man, I'd be asleep in seconds. And not because he's boring. He's just got one of them really relaxing voices. I'm just completely asleep. Folk have said that to me. I remember going into a local shop once and round where we were in Nottinghamshire. And I remember this lady saying to me, she says, thank you for your help. I said, yeah, no problem. She says, she said, my God, I could listen to you talk all day. And I'm sitting there going, what? What are you on about? She said, your voice hasn't just got a really lovely Scottish tone, but it's got an element of innocence about it. It's almost childlike at times. And I thought, I wanted to sniff her coffee cup and make sure she wasn't on the hard stuff. Like, I thought, what's going on? But I have,
Maybe
all joking aside, I have actually had that several times in my life. People say to me, your voice.
you need to do some children's stories on audiobooks. That's what you need to do.
So, what do I need to? Do I need to talk like that? And
Just-
say, no,
I'm sorry, Viv. It's no Tom.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Just read
Honestly.
a children's book on audiobooks as normal, just as like you're trying to get
And
the
you
kids
can't
to go to
read.
sleep.
Listen, if I was to, can't read you. Listen, at the end of the day, right?
It's funny.
If I was to do a children's book, whether it was narrated or not, guaranteed those children will be scarred for life. You do not want that. That stuff needs therapy afterwards, like, because I just can't. I can't get that innocent. I just can't.
Michelle's popped in. Hi, Michelle.
Look, I've got 4 sets of hands. Look,
She's an amazing woman, Michelle.
She
She's
is.
another powerhouse in the paranormal.
she has been going through the absolute mill, bless her, of recent times, and I absolutely love the bones of her. I've been friends with Michelle on my current Facebook account, which is about 8 years old or something, and then prior to that, I've known her a long time on Facebook and followed her, and I just love every moment of her. I think she's amazing, and I actually
And she's
said
funny.
to her,
She's funny.
she is.
She's
And I said to
so
her that
talented.
she did a post, I can't remember if it was today or within the last few days, we'll say, and I commented on it and I said, look, where would I rather be? I think the question was, where would you in the world like to go and investigate in the dark and all that? And I said it doesn't matter as long as you're there, as long as me and you can go and do it. And she was like, and I wasn't trying to be sweet or anything like that. I was just being honest. The woman's an absolute legend.
She is.
I can't wait to get over there and do some work with Mrs. G and Michelle and everyone else.
Yeah, Michelle's awesome.
Good.
She is an awesome woman.
Good.
And she's been
There's no harm in
doing it
paying
for a
people
long time.
compliments.
Oh my God. Spider-Man's in the chat.
Jamie Parker, there he is.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being off there.
Jamie's a bit like family to me, so you can be as rude to Jamie as you like. He can take it.
All right, Divvy.
He deserves it. Go on, throw in some
Yes,
more
you know,
insults.
We have just chatted absolute BS, but good BS. We've just been chatting nonsense and, well, bits and pieces of being serious, but we've just been having a laugh. Oi, oi, how's it going, dude?
Oi, oi,
Much
Savaloy.
love.
Not too much, though. You don't deserve it.
No, you just tell me, I'll send them voice notes.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'll say I have an exceptional set of skills.
There you go.
Why don't you take a wee jobby?
No, that's it. I have an exceptional set of skills. I can produce a wee jobby.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, dear. Oh, you should.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Even if, listen, me and Viv are just shooting the breeze about coming over. Maybe we can make that reality or whatever, but we will get something sorted. We will do something.
We're all going to Vegas and we're all spending time with Carl and we're going to the MGM.
We need to do a group booking. It'll be cheaper for everyone.
Cats Museum, please.
We could probably go there too.
Yeah.
But if we did some sort of group, family, friends, businessy, whatever group thing, I'm sure we can get cheap tickets. It's pronounced bullshit. Actually, Catherine
jobby.
Murphy, I'll excuse you. No, it's not. It's pronounced bullshite.
Yep. That's how I say it.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, I love it. Catherine says that'll be amazing. Michelle said that'll be amazing. Jamie says, am I paying?
You paying, Viv? What are you telling me to watch?
He's going to take the
Oh, right.
here. Barnes, come over here.
He's going to take what?
The cable with
Oh, right. Sorry, the dog's come to visit me again, and he's a big
Is
dog.
that haggis?
No,
Not
that's the
haggis.
big Barney. Do you know, I've had Barney up on the camera a few times over the years.
Come on, you great big doofus.
Ryan, we're friends now, eh?
That's because you say about jobbies and bullshit.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm sorry, that I was just because I got distracted with the dog. I forgot what we were speaking about.
Oh,
By the way, in
dear.
case you haven't noticed, guys, on a serious note, I do actually suffer quite badly with ADHD. And on a genuine, see, I can't, because I'm triggered. See, this is what I didn't mention about my depression. It's enhanced my ADHD. It's enhanced my behavioural. So a lot of the fidgeting, a lot of the things, and what you don't see off camera is I do this a lot. I've developed like little tics. Just the way it is. So I do apologise if I'm offending anyone.
Don't apologise for it. Why should you? If they can't take it,
That's it. Fuck off.
Yes, that's it.
Sally says it's mild Tourette's, but she says a lot of things.
No such fucking thing, you lying twat.
I think she's got the Tourette's.
I love it.
Listen, here's a key point, guys. The big thing has been about mental health and different things that were spoke about. Guys, if you're watching this and you are struggling, without a big waffle again, just look at what we've been talking about for the last 5-10 minutes. If you can't come on camera after being on TV shows, the glory side of things, I've got the telly out there, I've got the shows that are still in mainstream media and different things, and I couldn't give a rat's fuck. I will sit here and have banter with my friends and enjoy your company. And I really don't care if I don't get another TV show, because the thing is don't give me a TV show because I'm acting crazy or I'm talking to my friends or I'm being myself. Don't, that's fine, because I'll get so big you'll have to give me a TV show. And then what are you going to do?
Your name's going to be in lights, don't forget.
So says Derek. Do you know, I'm hoping it's my book, because that's the one thing I did want to mention, because something I've been working on for a number of years now is getting my book finally finished. I don't want to put it out there in a cheesy way. I want it all to done properly and be advertised properly and all that. I don't want to just throw it on Amazon, although that's nothing wrong with that. I want to take my time with it. I don't want to rush it out or anything.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's that where Derek talks about in lights. Maybe somebody will read my story and think, bloody hell, or you know, maybe it's that.
Yeah. Do you know, Derek? I had a little reading from Derek. And, you know, I always doubted what Derek would tell me. He says, oh, you're going to do mediumship in front of a very big crowd. I went, oh, shut up, Derek. Knuckles. No, I'm not. No, trust me. I'm being told it's definitely going to happen. And it was about a couple of years later, I went to see a show. I went to see Tony Stockwell. And he sold 450 tickets he sold. And he was late. He got stuck in traffic. And he said, Viv, get up there and do a bit of mediumship. And that's exactly what Derek had said would happen. It came true.
I say I worked with Tony. I didn't work with Tony. I chaired for him when he did Darlington Spiritualist Church many years ago. So I was on the committee back then. So I was all suited and booted. I've got a picture of me and Tony somewhere, like, you know.
He's a nice man, Tony is.
He's a nice man, but I'm not suggesting that he did, but I know that many other mediums do charge, especially the churches, an awful lot of money. An awful lot of money. I've taken petrol money at different times, and you know how it works, that sort of circles.
Yeah,
Viv.
yeah.
You take 20 quid or whatever maximum, you know, for your fuel or whatever. But there are mediums out there that will charge you 400-500 quid to come in, and they will insist that they have to do a workshop, they have to do readings.
Really?
Again, yeah, it's
Yeah.
everywhere you go. You know, there's ego everywhere you go.
And you get like the likes of me and Ryan that'll do it for a cup of tea, you know.
Well, speak for
Give us a
yourself.
cup
I'll
of
take
tea.
the 500 quid, woman. Speak for yourself. If you're going to give me £1,000, I'll take your £1,000 all day long. Like, I'm not going to make no bones about that.
Oh, bless you.
He'll take the
Well,
money,
right.
but it's me spending it.
Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Make sure you keep that up because a woman's work's never done, so they say.
Can I ask you a personal question? I'll ask you both personal questions because I don't obviously
Go
know
on then.
Eric's personal life, but I'll ask you each individually and you can collectively answer. If anyone wants to comment their answer, I'd be interested to find out. So, if you're in a relationship, it doesn't matter whether if it's partner or male, female, whatever, it doesn't matter. In your relationship, how does your finances work? Do you have separate finances? Do you have joint finances? Do you have, you know where I'm going with this? Do you have shared finance? Explain, because in my situation, and I don't say it for points, but I don't know what a finance is. I mean, somebody said to me once, mentioned this strange concept of cash, and I thought, the fuck's that when it's at home? But anyway,
Usually at my
Well,
on a serious point, right? Basically, on a serious note, I've never asked Sally for anything other than the odds and sods, maybe if a PC breaks down or something, I've got something extra. But other than wear and tear of general things, I've only ever asked for my cigarettes and a can of pop or something or whatever. I don't even take money to the pub or nothing like that. I don't do anything. She controls all our money and I'm happy it's that way.
He's allowed
And I
£20
do-
pocket money to go nuts with.
yeah, and I do the same here. You know,
If I want
it all goes into one bank, and you know, after
That's
when
it.
you get married, there's got to be an element of trust, isn't there? And that's it.
You just go buy something if you want it. It's that simple.
Yeah, exactly. If you want it, just have it. It's there.
That's it. And we often look at these people that have got lots of money and buy big cars and houses, but so what? Wouldn't you
Do
do
you
the
need
same
it?
if you had the money? Listen, anyone out there that wants to argue with me in the chat or otherwise, sort it out, because I tell you this now, absolutely no way, if that money was in your bank account, you wouldn't be doing. I'm not going to say the same things because we'd obviously make sure that we were visually making sure we looked very different and staying humble. But behind closed doors, you're buying your Xboxes, you're buying your PlayStation, you're getting new tellies. So shut the fuck up. You'd do exactly the same thing if you had that bank account.
Exactly.
And I
So
will be doing the
concentrate on
same
you.
thing.
I wouldn't be staying
Well, it
humble. I'd be buying the biggest mansion out there. Chuck.
She probably would.
I'd buy one of those Scottish castles.
Hey, you can.
Turn it into a hotel.
Well, I'm trying
Turn
to
it
think
into
what
a
that one is.
hotel.
Yeah. There's one of the, actually, if you go to, and not to plug the show, but if you go to Spook Scotland episode 7, I can't remember the name of it. The building that we investigated there is actually exactly that. Oh, here we go. You might know.
I don't remember the name of it though, but I know what you're talking about. Because
Yeah.
I've watched it over and over again because I love Ryan. So,
Oh, cheers, dude. I hope you meant me and not the other Ryan.
well, you and the other Ryan. I love the other Ryan. I've been watching him before. he did the show.
No. We don't like him.
Is that the ginger Ryan?
Is he ginger?
No,
Is
he's
he
not
ginger? Gingery? I thought he was a bit gingery.
No.
I can't mind. He's not. Sally's shaking her head. I can't remember. I thought
No,
he was
he's
blonde,
not
actually.
Kind of like me with a little bit more hair.
All right, okay.
But that man is an absolute stalwart, an absolute legend. The amount of time that man puts into the paranormal field and he gets next to no
absolutely.
recognition for it. But he never ever stops working. And he's had his bits of fame and bits of this and bits of that, but there's not a bit of that man has changed since the day he started. I absolutely love him and Greg Stewart. I absolutely love them. And Lee Dunn as well. What a lot of people don't know is Lee Dunn would be a good one for you to get on as a guest. He's a very knowledgeable gentleman. But Lee actually did a lot of the legwork behind Spook Scotland. If it wasn't for Lee Dunn, there would be no Spook Scotland. That man, puts in a lot of work and a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all legends in our own right, really, and especially in our
Absolutely.
own minds. But the biggest legend and the biggest shout out goes to Sally for being absolutely superb this evening.
Yeah.
You know, I love that woman, but I'm a bit biased anyway. She's from my hometown, so
Pretty much.
yeah. So
But
I am gonna be on her side no matter what. But
in
Ryan,
all
I'm not
seriousness,
going to leave it. I'm not going to leave it so long next time, and we do
No,
want
no.
you back in maybe in the next month or so, or in a couple of months.
Anytime.
See how you feel. Come on,
anytime.
let's.
I mean, I
We
want
can
to
talk
do it
about.
so that. Sorry, you go first.
We can talk about anything and everything. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be paranormal. We can chat bullshit all
But we
evening.
have.
It's
We've
brilliant.
done. You could ask me a couple of paranormal questions. That'll keep the balance. But when we come down, we can talk off camera and we can make a plan and we can make a trip
Yeah.
and we can do all that, and we'll do some sort of ghost hunting or do something.
Defo.
And yeah, we'll make something happen very soon. Very soon.
Yes. And Eric, have you got any last questions for Ryan before we set him free for the evening to see his little wee haggis?
No, my brain went somewhere else.
We might want to go for a wee jobby for all we know, but
Nah, I make no bones about it. If I'm having a jobby, it's a fucking big log.
talk about tossing the caber, hey?
That's again, Viv. I don't know where you're trying to drag this show to, but that's for a
Oh,
different
sorry.
level, that one.
Now I gotta
Jamie
call
says-
it. From now on, I'm calling it that. Tossing the cabin.
He could absolutely. You could not handle the two of us, man. You couldn't, Jamie, man.
Catherine.
Yeah. Listen, anyone can pop on and have a chat, man. Say hello or whatever.
Yeah, maybe we can have a show where people can come on and ask a question. We'll give them a few minutes each or something if they wanted to come on and have a question. They can come into the chat room and we'll get them on.
And I'm reviving or revamping currently behind the scenes Fear of the Dark podcast. And I have exclusives. I have one with Mickey York. These are all pre-recorded already. I've got Mickey York. I've got Adrian Clark, who I worked with on my granny's memorial event. I've got Patty Negri. I've got there's a few people in there, Richard Felix, and amongst others. So these are all. I'm thinking I might edit them up and finally put them out there for everybody else to sort of have a nosy and a look at and see what they think.
Yeah, get some cryptid fellas in there, the Scottish ones.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to get some of the haunted. You're going to see some stuff from myself and Spook Scotland. That's not over yet. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. Right, we are going to draw the show to a close. I would like to thank everybody in the chat for your input, and we hope we didn't put you off too much this evening, but we've had a blast. I've loved it tonight. I mean, I've loved having Ryan on. I loved you guys in the chat and Eric as well as ever. Dan's missed out on a great interview again.
Dan, we'll just have to have a part 2. Call this part 1. Let's do part 2. And we'll get Dan and Eric, or I don't know how it works.
And we just pulverise Dan and just throw him loads of insults all night.
Let's do it.
That'd be hilarious. He'd love it.
Roast him. Just roast him.
Yeah! The roast of Dan Winter. It's coming soon.
It's going to be fucking mental. Part 2. That's what we'll call it. We'll call this Ryan Part 1. We'll call the next time Part 2, and we'll get into chatting with Dan. Dan can jump in and team up with Sally. We'll let him have Sally and his team. And then, well, the only reason I'm giving such a legend in his team to help him is because he's going to need all the freaking help he can get with us.
I think the challenge is on.
Fucking hell yeah.
And Jamie wants in as well.
There you go.
Do you know, there's a funny story, right? Very quickly, this will take 30 seconds. He's saying, I am in, right? There's a funny story with that quote. So everybody knows 30 East Drive with the Black Monk House, I should say. I was there turn of the millennium, I think it was, around about that sort of time. And anyway, we're doing a public event, and one of our guys went missing. I thought, where the hell's he gone? Like, he's only a little boy, like, you know, a little boy, he's a little guy. We couldn't find him anywhere. I thought, where's this guy? So we had a feeling that he was hiding somewhere to jump out and give us a fright. But no matter what we could do or where we looked, we could not find him. And we went up into one of the bedrooms, and I had a feeling that he was in the cupboard, right? So me and my mate started talking about orgies and stuff like that, just boy chat. We weren't degrading anybody. It was, and straight away, as soon as we did, he jumps out the cupboard and went, I'm in. I thought, oh, you keep all this time, you've got everybody worried, looking for you. And the second we're in one of the UK's allegedly most haunted houses, and you decided as soon as we chat about orgies, you jump out and go, I'm in.
I'm in.
So, there you go.
You sure his name wasn't Jamie?
It wasn't far off. But yeah.
Oh, right, guys.
So yes, I will be back.
We will catch you next week. We will get Ryan back. He's not gonna stay a stranger on this network. We're going to get him on quite a bit in the next coming months. Fingers crossed.
Yes, I'll focus more on these sort of things anyway than going out publicly at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, you know where we are when you need us, and we need you more than you need us, to be fair. So
No, I beg to differ, because there's one love I have in this world, and it's obviously we've got the obvious, my wife and that, but the one love is spirit. And I've always said that since day one. I'm so privileged to be able to do what I do. And the experiences that I've had. So I love each and every one of you. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing it.
Oh, but we love you too, Ryan, and Sally. She's equally as important in this as well. So,
of course.
Yes, no, definitely.
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have him. And
just quickly, someone was commenting on Mickey's one about my beard looking a bit scruffy. There is actually a reason for that. If you Google Shetland at this time of year, it's called the Pelliar season. We're coming into that, where we do like Viking burial ceremonies and burnings of the galley and stuff. So it's all to do with that.
Eric's just got rid of his long beard. That was long.
That's what he looks like a bloody scruff.
No, not Eric. She's talking about me. But that's why I'm sitting there the whole time thinking, I know Eric. I'm absolutely sure I know Eric. Like, and I kept looking. I thought, nah, where's this? I'm sure I knew you when you had your beard. I'm sure I did. And that's where I'm thinking, I'm not sure I know you, but I do know you. I know exactly who you are. It's just I kept thinking about the beard.
Yeah, I had a longer beard.
Yeah. Right, we are going to end it here, because I think I need to go and visit the little room. You know, I've had two cups of tea. It's gone straight through me.
I need to go and visit the little room that has a little circular metal thing in it. Has something to do with a little flame, and it's not the most healthiest of things to do. And that in its context doesn't sound very good, but
you're going to set your jobby on fire.
I'm a way to take my jobby, and then I'm so fucking hard, I'm going to set it on fire. But no, I'm going to have a cigarette, because I still smoke.
Right, guys. Take care, everyone, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
I love you all, man. Love you all. Bye-bye.